Hey Gemini, welcome to your zodiac reading. This is your reading if you have a Gemini, sun, moon, or rising sign, or any other important planetary placements in the sign of Gemini. These are general readings, so please only take what resonates and leave the rest. Remember, you are the captain of your ship. You are in control of your life. Nothing will ever override your own free will. Tarot is only a tool that picks up on energies, but the real magic lies in you. I also do personal readings. If you would like to dive deeper into your specific situation, you can email me at angelireadings@gmail.com. So with all of that being said, let's dive right into your reading. I'm super excited to see what comes out for you guys. So let's take a look. Gemini, so it seems that you guys might be experiencing some type of heartbreak, heartache, difficult time, difficult emotions. I don't think that this is necessarily like a brand new experience that just happened that's inducing these types of feelings. I feel like maybe these are things that have been at play for a long time, that have kept you bound and stuck and trapped for a long time. So this is what Spirit wants to focus on, are the things that you are carrying, that you are holding on to, like the messaging that you are operating from. Spirit wants to point out that it's faulty. There's something here that you carry with you that deeply impacts you and negatively influences the way that you see things, the way that you're perceiving things, the way that you're taking things. It's like you're not seeing your power in it. You feel powerless. You feel helpless. You feel like things are happening to you that you cannot control. But there's always a level of power and control that you have when it comes to your own life. And you have to figure out, what can you do? What do you have control of? Because there's always something that we can do. Things don't just happen to us. They happen for us, to show us things. And if you're saying like, well, how do you explain being abused as a young child, or, not having the best childhood and that being what is influencing me today? That wasn't my fault. I was just a kid. And it's true, you're right. It's not your fault. Unfortunate things happen to all of us, and some of us have it worse than others. But it is up to us to take our power back and to learn from the things that have happened to us, to take the lesson and to grow from it, not to stay stuck and victimize ourselves and feel bad for ourselves because of the things that we've had to go through. But the bigger the pain was, the obstacles were, the deeper you can transform, the more wise you can become. You just need to find that truth, find that clarity. And I feel like you know it within. This is something that you know. It's just a matter of taking responsibility and working through the emotions and getting therapy if you need it, A lot of these things, it's very difficult to unpack, especially if it's been like long-term trauma, ongoing trauma. I'm getting CPTSD. These are things that often we need help to unpack, to rewire, to undo, so that we can become in charge of it, so that it's not something that it's like becomes an automatic trauma response. It's like, it's the way that you're wired at this point. It's just how you react, and the way that you're reacting is directly correlated and connected to the trauma that you had to experience. And it's a matter of being able to get down to the truth of things, of why you are reacting the way that you react, getting to the core of it, and rewiring your brain to respond differently moving forward. And sometimes we do need the help of a therapist, like specifically like talk therapy, to undo it, that meme that it shows like someone in therapy, and it shows like a big ball of yarn, like everything is all jumbled up, and the therapist's job is to kind of like help you unravel it, help you make sense out of things. ease the confusion. I feel like you could really deeply benefit from something like that right now, because I do feel that you are stuck. You are stuck right now, but there's so much potential to heal and to undo the damage and to rewire and to change how you automatically respond, to change those trauma responses. You can have power over those things. I feel like you feel like this is just how you are, this is how you react, this is how you've been all your life. You might feel powerless to change, but that is not true, and that is never true. That is never the case. You always have power and choices and decisions that you can make, that will free you, that will liberate you, or at least put you on that path to. But that's a decision that you need to make on your own to face these things, that are deeply impacting you. To face it, to confront it, to find the truth, to find the clarity, to cut through the confusion, and to start trusting yourself and knowing that you are capable, building like a better internal compass, a stronger one that's more in tune and aligned with your true self and with your highest potential of who you could really be, what you could really make out of the situation. It doesn't have to be the way it is now forever. It doesn't have to be that way, I promise you. You can overcome this. You don't have to live with this and just deal with it and just accept this as reality. I feel like you might be also experiencing a lot of anxiety, and your vision is blurred. It's kind of like, I feel like you have an idea of what these things are that you need to address, but it's kind of like something is holding you back from actually doing it, from doing what it is that you have to do, from taking your power back, knowing that you can change. There's something that's holding you back from just accepting the process of change and what that means and what it's going to take, and that it's possible. Know that it is possible. You can be happy. You can be free from this anxiety. You can be free from reacting and responding in ways that are being driven by your traumas and wounds and fears and things that you had to experience growing up, or things that you've been carrying for a really long time. It is unfortunate, when as children we have to endure abuse and negativity and neglect, but we are fully capable of becoming strong and of reparenting ourselves so that we can react differently, see things from a higher perspective, make better decisions. We learn how to make better decisions. You guys might benefit from, there's this YouTube channel, and I keep thinking about her because she specifically specializes in CPTSD. She's called the Crappy Childhood Fairy. Maybe you guys could find her content beneficial for you to help move you forward and to help you know that it's possible. Also, therapy is good. Therapy can help give you resources and help you see things clearer. They also help you take back your power and see that you are not powerless in any situation. But I do see that you have people around you that want to help you, friends, support. So utilize that help. I do see a very stuck energy, but you have no idea your potential is what I'm seeing here. You have such high potential to overcome all of this and become so strong and become so aligned to who you truly are and to your purpose, and to have full clarity, because I feel like right now you're confused, you're not seeing things clearly, and you have the capability to become so wise, to see things so clear, for your internal compass to be so on point and honest and fair. You are so smart, you can build up to always knowing what's the best decision to make, always being aligned to your highest truth. And it's this negative situation that is what's going to help you get there. So when you can shift perspectives and see this wasn't my fault, everything I had to go through, everything I had to endure, I do have a lot of undealt with and unhealed wounds from my past that I've been carrying that have been influencing me and how I react in my life and how I respond. And I do let my anxiety take over, and I do feel powerless. Oh, but wait, this isn't where my situation ends. I'm just realizing this is where I am currently, but I am in full power and in full control and have full capability to overcome, to work through these things, to liberate myself, to find truth, to find clarity, to trust myself, to trust my intuition, to trust myself to make decisions, to take responsibility and do my part to heal, to not just react, but to respond from a conscious place, to be fully aware of my responses and my thought processes, the programming, the messaging that I'm receiving, to be fully conscious and aware of them so that I can change them, so that I can rewire them, reroute my life. But you do have to understand that this is your responsibility. Everything that has happened to you is not your fault, but it is completely your responsibility to overcome and to heal. Only you can do it. No one can do it for you. Only you can do it for yourself. So just know that it's completely possible. You are not damaged. You are not broken. There is nothing that you are experiencing that cannot be overcome. There's so much healing, growing potential here. You have the ability through these experiences that you've had to go through to become so amazing, so knowledgeable, to go through huge transformation because of everything you've had to go through. It's kind of like a bow and arrow. Like the deeper you go into like the negativity, into the darkness, but once you let that arrow go, it catapults you into the light. Like the further back you go into the dark, the more light you can reach. So I feel like you've been pulled so far into the dark that you have the capability of being catapulted into knowingness, into clarity, into purpose, truth, liberation. There's such huge potential here, but you do have to take responsibility and do the work and, do the work that it's going to take so that you can undo these things. Get to the core of why are these your beliefs? Why is this the messaging that you receive? Where is the pain? And let's get to the bottom of it, and let's get in control of it. It doesn't have to direct your life. I just said this in the last reading I did. It's like that Carl Jung quote. If we don't dive into our shadows, it will continue to direct our life, and we will call it fate. You are not powerless in this. You have power. You can become conscious of what these influences are that are holding you back. You can get to the core of them. You can find truth and clarity, and you can undo it. You don't have to be at the mercy of these things forever. You can overcome. You can liberate yourself and experience something new, okay? But you have to be a willing participant in your healing. You can have help, you can have support and guidance, but ultimately the one doing the work is you. Well, you're the one that has to do the work, and it is work. It's going to take effort, because think about it, like these are ways that we naturally respond and react. And in order for you to undo that, it's going to take a constant effort. It's like whenever those feelings come up, you have to remember, like, no, this isn't real, this isn't what's true, and that's you taking your power back. Right there, just that realization of, no, I don't have to experience this in this way anymore. I'm going to choose different for myself. I'm going to choose to respond differently. And eventually you're going to learn, depending on where this trauma is, what this trauma is about. There's always different ways to move about certain things. And it's a matter of you finding the right resources to help you so that you know what you need to do, what actions you need to take to undo the trauma. Mirror work is another really good book I recommend. Mirror work, it helps you do just that, like rewire your brain, your beliefs, your thought patterns. An example I like to give people, it's super light, a light example. When I was younger, I thought that I had really bad hair because my mom would always complain about having to detangle my hair, and she would sit there for like hours, and I did have a lot of hair. It was really curly, and she was an overworked woman with so much on her plate, and then having to like be there for hours detangling my hair. Of course, she would complain about it, but I didn't know that. I was just a kid. So to me, all I would hear was, oh my God, your hair, it's such a pain. It's so bad, this and that. So I grew up for a really long time thinking that I had bad hair. And I hated my hair. I hated it so much until I did mirror work one day, and I saw that that was one of my beliefs, that I have bad hair. And it's like, why was that my belief? Because I heard it continuously and constantly growing up. But actually, I don't have bad hair. I have really good hair. It's thick hair. I have a lot of it. There's so much I can do with it. And my perspective changed just like that. You know, just by going back, just like by retracing the steps of what brought on that core belief. Why do I believe this to be true? And seeing the truth of it, seeing like, well, the truth of it was that my mom was just overworked and she just had so much on her plate, and that's what she was saying because that was her experience. But that's not the truth. That's not the truth of the matter. It's just, that was just her experience and how she would express her disdain for having to like sit there for hours doing my hair. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I have bad hair. Now I actually like my hair and I appreciate my hair, even if it does take me hours to do and to maintain, you know. I can appreciate it, you know, like that viewpoint, that perspective changed just by me going back and getting to the core of it and then changing my belief and my view around that. So that's what you have to do at the core level of it, you know, that's the work that needs to be done here. And that book, Mirror Work, can really help you get there, okay? As well as those other resources that I mentioned. So make sure to check it out because you have such a big potential to be liberated and to feel free from this pain and from this hurt and from this suffering, and to not let your traumas take the driver's seat. You can take back your power. You can rewire your brain. You can change your core beliefs. You can have an entirely different experience, a more empowered one, where you feel like you're in control, in charge, and where you can learn how to regulate yourself, you know, self-regulate. So I'm going to go ahead and pull an oracle card as kind of like a last piece of advice from Spirit. So let's see what comes out for you guys. You got Apollo, divine messages. So the book says, signs are being sent to light your path. Pay attention to the whispers of Spirit. Wake up, the divine realms are communicating with you. Sweeping in upon his shining chariot, Apollo comes to illuminate the stream of heavenly messages that are being sent your way. A wondrous, intuitive language is being spoken through signs and synchronicity. Spiritual guides commonly send symbols like feathers and rainbows to remind you of their presence. Pay attention to words, phrases, overheard conversations, song lyrics, music, colors, images, symbols, and number patterns that you experience repetitively. You may have a sense of heightened awareness or sudden stillness as the sign is delivered. Divine messages will always be kind, loving, encouraging, and positive. They don't tell you to do anything. Rather, they nudge you in the right direction of your highest good, reinforcing your inner knowing. If you don't understand a divine message, ask yourself, if I really knew, what would this sign mean? Interpret it kindly and trust yourself. So make a journal and record the divine messages and notice their recurring themes. Music seems to be important, so maybe music can really be helpful for you. And it says that you'll soon receive a valuable oracle card reading or intuitive session, which is hilarious because that's what we're doing here. So if you're receiving these messages from me, it's been an absolute honor. But yes, Spirit is with you. This is just Spirit's way of saying we are with you. You are not alone. We have your back. We are trying to nudge you and guide you in the right direction. They're communicating with you constantly. Your angels, your spirit guides, they want nothing but the best for you, but for you to overcome your challenges, your obstacles. So stay strong. You can do this. You can get through this. Take care of yourself. Sleep, eat healthy, nourish your body with really good food. Stay hydrated. Make sure that you are sleeping, resting. So much love to you guys, Gemini. This has been your message. I truly hope that you received the clarity and the guidance that you needed at this time. Again, I would be more than happy to work with you if you want to dive deeper into your specific situation. Email me at angelireadings@gmail.com. You guys will persevere. You will overcome. You have all of the help and all of the support, whether physically or spiritually. You will be led. You will be guided. Just set that intention to want to heal, to want to be put on this path, and you'll see the doors will start opening for you and you'll know what actions to take. I truly hope that you find the resources I mentioned useful to you and that you take the actions and you give them a chance. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye guys.